Alright, hello, welcome to the stream. I'm gonna start off by saying, if I sound, or I come across as low energy at all during this stream, I do want to say I'm nursing right now quite a nasty, wicked headache, but I didn't want to miss this stream after saying that this was happening. Tonight, so I'm gonna try to power through it. Hopefully it's not, super long stream to get this done and all that. But yeah, apologies. For that. This is the series finale and to the Higurashi streams completely. The final Higurashi stream. Nothing after this. I will never come back. I'm sure nothing will ever get released or nothing else will rear its head that I need to check out as far as Higurashi goes here. So it'll be done. I think this is part 161. A full almost 2 years on the channel here. Of Higurashi coming to a close, and then character tier list after. If you're watching on the VOD, the character tier list will be a separate video. Probably assuming they both will go up on the same day, just a couple hours apart, probably. So if you're looking for that, that's where that will be. I don't need to probably say too much. I don't want to get too sentimental or especially too corny saying all this. But obviously, like I said, Higurashi on this channel for 161 streams has been a massive part of the channel. 161 parts, definitely not something I undertook, for the views or for the popularity or anything. I think that's quite clear if you look at any stats or numbers, but, it's honestly been such a fun journey. I can't lie, and it's going to be very weird not having, last 2 years Higurashi, a year prior to that, Umineko for a full year, for 3 years, these massive behemoth visual novel taking up a lot of space on the channel, both for the good and the bad, and I just hope that whether, you watched one part or the whole thing, I probably say there's probably no one out there who has watched every video of this Higurashi thing. If they say they watched a lot of it, I maybe would believe it, but I bet there would be some videos that they skipped. But if you watched all 161 parts, I commend you highly. But if you watched, like I said, any just random parts or the whole thing, I hope you were able to have, whether it was your first time experiencing Higurashi alongside with me on the videos, whether live or the VODs on YouTube or the VODs on Twitch even. However you did that, I hope you had just as much fun as I did, and I hope it was a fun experience, whether, again, if you were experiencing Higurashi or any of the extended arc stuff with me for the first time, or if you're a Higurashi head entrenched in the fandom, and if you just checked out some of my videos. I hope I did the series a service, in some fashion. Like I said, I didn't do it, and don't do any of my streams for, numbers or anything. But some of my favorite comments that I had gotten over, these last 2 years were stuff along the lines of, thank you so much for, even though I don't think I deserve it necessarily, it was really nice to hear, when people leave a comment, just a simple comment thank you so much for reading all the dialogue out loud and reading it and taking as much time, because it balloons the fucking time that we spent on this shit. Thanks for reading it, because then I can have it on in the background or in a different tab while I'm doing something else. I think one of my favorite comments, and it was a while ago, so I can't, go find it easily. But one of my favorite comments are, I think Higurashi as a series, I believe it was Higurashi, not Umineko, was someone just being like, hey, I really like having these, and I can burn through these and listen to these, while I'm, doing art, or whatever, while I'm working creatively. They didn't say it, but my understanding is, as they're doing some creative stuff, they're doing art of some sort, they are listening to my annoying voice on in the background. And again, not to sound super corny or anything, but I kind of like that idea that I'm just, able to have these videos now up, I guess as long as YouTube is a thing, and just be there as shittily reading Higurashi, while they're working on something like that. I just like that concept. And that's obviously a big reason why I did this and all. Like, I think that's just fun. But yeah, I don't need to get too sentimental or too corny about it all. Like I said, it'll be weird. For the last 3 years, I've had Umineko and this, just like, probably being around like 40% of the whole channel, if not more. So that's just not going to be a thing. And yeah, it's just been a fun ride. I definitely, when I did Higurashi and I committed to doing all the extended arc stuff, I didn't think it would take me a full, basically another year. So that was an underestimation on my part. For the good and the bad, it was fun. It was a long journey, but it was fun. And then I don't know if I fully talked about this. I don't know if I fully gave this away. I think I maybe hinted it, maybe at most. But during my Umineko playthrough, I dressed up in a stream as Battler. It was like for a bit, basically, and I just thought it was funny and fun. And of course, I wanted to do a cosplay for Higurashi. And I think I maybe hinted it, or someone had guessed that I was going to try to do it. I'm willing to confirm that I was going to do that for at least one stream. At first, I was going to do it for 2 streams. I was going to do it once, and then do another character, and it would be like, oh, look, he did a second character. Like, that was supposed to be the expanding on the bit type thing. But then I knocked it down to 1 character in 1 stream, and then some technical issues happened, and so I gave up on the bit, unfortunately, which is so not me. Normally, I always commit to the bits, but I was gonna dress up like hardcore, try to get as accurate as possible, like really try to make it good. Especially once I bumped it down to 1 cosplay of Rika. I really wanted to do like a Rika cosplay, just out of the blue. But there were some issues that happened, and then I gave up, and I was like, it's not worth it. But that was funny. I'm gonna look back on that and be like, damn, missed opportunity and all. But yeah, I mean, I had to like debate about what characters I wanted to do, and it like, with the whole channel, like, obviously, I was pretty early on the Rika, even before Rika became such an important character in the series, like, early on. I think I was, like, a big Rika guy, as far as I thought she was a fun character and all, so I had made that decision, like, early, and then, yeah, things fell through, but unfortunate. So, yeah, the last thing I'll say before I actually, because there's the actual epilogue that we're going to actually experience here. I don't know what the epilogue is, but I don't think it's super long is the thing. So that's going to be good for us. Especially because I'm not feeling 100% hot right now. I just want to say, if you're, again, seeing this, experienced Higurashi with me, parts, the full thing, whatever, highly recommend. If you're like, oh, damn, Higurashi's over, now what do I do? I guess you could find someone else doing the Higurashi if that's just your jam. But you could also, like I said, 3 years ago now, I did Umineko. That was my first Ryukishi visual novel reading, sound novel reading. And I generally, I think I'm confident in saying that I kind of liked Umineko slightly more than Higurashi. They're both great, but I think my experience with Umineko was more special to me, maybe because it was my first reading. So you can go and find that easily on the channel and go through that. It's obviously not as long of the whole Higurashi. It's like half as long. I think there's like 80-something parts, 89 maybe. Or on my channel, lots of other visual novels, both in the past and in the future. Now that these are done, I'm definitely going to continue to sprinkle in visual novel stuff, if that's your jam of visual novel. And then if you're like, oh, I'm down to watch anything, there's, I don't want to say millions, but there's many games on the channel that I play through. I make a point to not, like, give up on games, really. I think over the last several years of streaming, there's only, like, a couple games that I just dropped and gave up on because I wasn't going to do it. And that's, like, 3 or 4 games in total. So if you ever find a video and you're like, oh, I wonder if he finished it, I plan on finishing everything I start on the channel. So many games, you could see me do it. I think recently I started doing on the actual YouTube channel. If you go to my, like, actual channel, like, youtube.com channel, there's, like, pretty early on when you scroll down, there's, like, the starter pack of, like, what I in my brain decree as, like, maybe the best, most fun, or whatever, the most representative of, like, the streams here. It's, like, I think it's up to, like, 8 games, starting early on, shitty quality, even up to recently, and so only, I don't want to flood that zone, right? Like, I want that to be very specific, like, I think these are some of the best, so, like, Umineko has made it, really early on, 4-8 Shibuya Scramble, and then recently, like, Return of the Obra Dinn, and, Death Stranding 2, I think I put on there, so, basically, like, a good timeline of, like, choice, what I think, playlist there, if you want to watch the whole games. And I think that's it. Like I said, we're gonna go character tier list after this. After we read the epilogue, it'll be a separate video. I'm just gonna break it out. Can't believe this is it. This is it. One last reward for you brave souls who have read Matsurebayashi, Saikaroshi, Miyatsukushi Amote, Miyatsukushi Ura, and Kotogushi. I've read them all. Well, Amote I sped through, actually, technically, but that we fast forward, but I think it counts. Oh, it's displayed as tips. What do we got here? World of Fragments epilogue from Federica to you. Mitsukushi all cast reviews session. Oh, okay. And then a note from Dr. Diablo. Who is Dr. Diablo? You know what? I'm willing to bet this is probably like either a translator or someone who helped compile these advanced arcs mod kind of thing. I bet that's what this is. Might as well leave this to last. We'll just go in order. World of Fragments. Epilogue. Let's get in there. Congratulations. Did you enjoy the various worlds that brought you here? Let me adjust my mic down slightly so I'm feeling so headachy that I want to be able to, like, ultimately relax my chair here, and so I'm adjusting that. Okay, great. Did you enjoy it? Yes. Hee. Now, this marks the end of a long, long story. There were times I honestly felt fed up with how it seemed to go on forever. Wow, it's like this somewhat taken from my brain. But knowing this is the end, I do feel a little reluctant to part ways. That's why I'll offer one last gift for you who came through all these worlds. Okay? Don't you think 99 fragments was an unsatisfying number in the first place? So, going to fill in that gap. You may be surprised, but it's a little present from me to you. Now, shall we return to the connecting fragments once more? Yeah, send me in. I'm a willing participant. Oh, I should also say, I was gonna say, I think I've mentioned this on stream, so it's not what I said, like, hey, like, many other visual novels, you could go to Umineko on my channel and all. Oh, that's all. Okay, I see. So it's like the beginning part of this. I see all this. Okay. The timing, I really rushed here towards these last couple weeks because the whole thing, and I've mentioned this on the stream, and I think I made a post on YouTube about it, but, like, later this week, I think Saturday, we're gonna start Silent Hill F on the channel, which, if you're unfamiliar, was written partly or mostly or whatever by Ryukishi. That was something he's been working on. It was kind of a thing, and up until like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I had no intention of actually playing Silent Hill F. I'm not really a Silent Hill person or a survival horror guy, but it looks like something I might want to play. Well, I am going to play it now. At the time, I was like, oh, it looks like something maybe I'd just be able to check out, even if I'm not a big Silent Hill person. And I was like, it only kind of just makes sense now, right? Spend a year with Umineko, spend 2 years with Higurashi, and then right when it all ends, transition and play Silent Hill F. So, if you're also seeing this and you're like, damn, I think this will go up probably Friday. If you're like, oh, well, I have nothing to look forward to now. I guess it's obviously going to be different. It's going to feel different. But Silent Hill F will be up on the channel then. and will be live. I'll do a live stream, obviously, and then we'll eventually make its way to YouTube. So, just putting that out there as well. From Federica to me. Specifically me. Not you guys. Me. That's the shadow. Now then. It's been such a long journey. I'm not even sure when it started. Can't remember it clearly. And this journey that has been going on for years and years is finally coming to an end. By any chance, are you unsatisfied? Or is this sufficient? Or behehe. But from within this world of fragments, depending on how you put the pieces together, you can go to any future, or even the past. If there's something else that you desire, I'm sure you can find it yourself if you venture out there. Well, anyway, the scattered pieces were finally put together, and Rika Furude was able to surmount the wall of June 1983, stepping into a brand new future. What kind of hardships and difficulties await beyond that? I no longer know myself. But I think that experience of overcoming destiny through the cooperation of her friends, that feeling of overcoming obstacles with the support of others, will be a great inspiration for opening our way into the future. So, no matter how high the many mountains in the way may be, and no matter how unfathomably deep the valleys may be, that toil is a small price to pay in order to achieve happiness. This is Rika we're talking about, so I'm sure she'll be able to overcome it. However, wherever there is light, there is also darkness. And the stronger it shines, the darker and deeper the shadows born from it become. Rika was able to grab hold of her happiness. But what about the others? At least for the villains, it's hard to say this is a happy ending. Their hatred and resentment will continue to smolder without ever dissipating, until something triggers it to ignite it, with malice like a roaring black flame that may burn up everything around it, and in doing so, could harm their happiness. Wouldn't it be strange if it even destroyed it? Pursuit of happiness is a natural thought process common to everyone. Even those who choose to be penitent are seeking spiritual fulfillment. So humans are the sort of creatures that can never abandon their ego as long as they live. And when that ego is formed, it can collide with someone else's ego, causing friction and resulting in them hurting one another. Yeah. And when it's forced to take shape in a different form than you originally desired, people suffer and become distressed. What's more, when you feel anger and sorrow about your situation, you begin to feel hatred and resentment toward the other person. As a result, it creates a conflict in your relationship. In a worst-case scenario, they can reject one another's very existence, big and small, light and heavy. You can't deny the possibility it could become a serious altercation. If you wish to quench such a fiery conflict, just what on earth should you do? Yes, that's right. Seems easy, but it's very difficult. Some people can talk it over with others and reach an understanding, but there are other people who cannot. Especially when their thoughts and values differ. They may shed blood and hurt each other, and even if they know the pain and suffering comes with a price, there are still things they can't comprehend. But people can't live alone, ignoring others. It's a troublesome existence that leaves you with a very fragile heart. That's why, when you have a conflict with someone, spare just a moment to imagine what must be going on in that person's heart. Why is their way of thinking so incompatible with your own? Why can't you convey your feelings to them? With those thoughts in mind, you can step into that other person's position for a little while and see things from their point of view. Is that perspective truly guiltless? Is it 100% correct when viewed from a neutral point of view? Of course, that doesn't make you inferior to your opponent, and it doesn't make you a bad person. That's not what it means. Just that you're thinking about the other party's circumstances and seeing the result of that. So there's no need to feel despair as you're guilty. It'd be nice if you could treat the other party kindly. If you can do that, I'm sure this world will look a little brighter than before, and I think the weight on your shoulders will feel just a little lighter. Oh, it seems it's already time to say goodbye. I'll be heading to a different world from this point on, to once again wind up with a certain someone. Will I be able to help them? Or will I end up causing them even more suffering? Hee. That's right. I'll think about it after I get to see them. Anyway, see you. Sometime, somewhere. I look forward to seeing you again one day. Federica Bernkastel. Oh, that's kind of a nice little message. Nice way to wrap it up. Oh, we got credits. I'm trying not to cry. Try not to get too sentimental about everything. I just have to keep telling myself that it's just a dumb YouTube channel I have. It doesn't mean anything. No one cares about my feelings. Just read the text on the screen, boy. That's what everyone's saying to me. Oh, this music though? I'm into it. I wonder what the all cast review is going to be like. Are they going to have literally every character? I could see that happening. Just bobbing my head to the music. I could see the text like hang up just for like a millisecond. There's it loaded up like the new song. Five Ziz. All right. Lovely. Miyatsukushi all cast review session. There are two slightly different versions of this cast party. PSA versions for people who have finished the main series and all the console arcs. Yes. Switch versions for people who have read all that, plus the arcs from Higurashi Hou. Hou? Oh, well, we gotta do Switch. Right? We've read everything. I assume it just means it's gonna be longer, right? Longer. Involve those characters. Congratulations all players who've completed every single chapter. But more importantly, thank you so much for enjoying these stories until the end. I'm sure you all have your own opinions and impressions, but we'll be really happy if you felt even the slightest bit of joy from playing them. I admit, I don't know what I should say. Why am I here? Just that it's finally over, that's all. It really was a long story. Both of you look exhausted. Rika-chan, you must be tired from all that talking you did in the second half, aren't you? Me. I read a lifetime's worth of lines. In Higurashi terms, that sounds like no exaggeration. Combined, Miyatsukushi and Matsuruyashi are over 40 hours on average. And the whole game's over 200 hours? Makes me want to ask what kind of big budget RPG this is. I thought my screen time was totally done after Miyakashi, yet I kept appearing just as much in the later scenarios. So thankfully we had many chances to play a part, so we shouldn't moan about it, you know? That's right, you had it good, Shion-san. I barely appeared in any important scenes in the second half. It's alright, Chie, we didn't need you. And what's the deal with treating me like a gag character every single time? Don't ask me.
それでもさすが最終章というだけあって登場したみんなにそれぞれ見せ場があったよね。
Still, everyone who showed up in the finale got their own chance to show off, just like you'd expect of a final chapter.
大石さんの刑事魂、入江所長の石魂、お二人の熱い思いがものすごく伝わってきましたよ。
Oishi-san's detective spirit, Detective Irie's doctor spirit, their passionate feelings really came across. Hehe.
それを言うなら二郎さん、あなたも素敵だったわよ。
You yourself were pretty dashing out there, weren't you, Jiro-san?
最後のあの場面で迎えに来てくれた時は本当に心の底から救われた思いだったもの。
When you came to get me in that scene at the end, I truly felt safe from the bottom of my heart.
あ、いや、あれは。
Oh, that was,
あー、はいはい。
alright, enough of that.
なんか一部で勝手に盛り上がっている人たちがいますが、とりあえず放っておこうか。
Sounds like some of you are getting worked up, but let's set that aside for now.
レナ、どうしたの？
Hmm? Something wrong, Reina?
あのね、
Well,
最後だからどうしてもみーちゃんに聞いておきたいなって。
there was something I really wanted to ask you since we're at the end, Mi-chan.
聞いてもいいかな？かな？
Can I? Can I?
いや、別にいいけど。何？
I mean, sure. I don't see why not. What is it?
みーちゃんとそのケイチくんはその後どうなったのかな？
What happened between you and, Kechi-kun after that? What? What's that? Huh?
いや、別に、私とケイちゃんは、
No, nothing really happened between me and Ki-chan.
特にだからね。
Especially considering everything that happened, yeah.
ミオさんのおっしゃってる意味がさっぱりでしたよ。
I have no clue what Mion-san is saying.
ちんぷんかんぷんなのです。ニパ
It's all Greek to me, Nipa!
まあ、ヘタレなお姉と鈍感なケイちゃんのことですから。
Well, my sister is a coward and Ki-chan is dumb as bricks.
ひょっとしたら予想もつかなかった第三者にインターセプトされて、最後は淡い恋の物語としてジ・エンド。
So some unexpected third party might just swoop in and turn the whole thing into a fleeting love story.
てな展開の方が可能性としては高いでしょうね。
I'd say the chances of that are pretty high.
シオン、あんたね、
Shion, you little...
サトシが戻ってきたあんたは幸せ絶頂なんだから、もう少し他人の幸せを願うって気持ちにはならないの？
Hey, you're on top of the world since Satoshi came back, so it would kill you to wish for other people's happiness a little more?
そりゃあまあ、以前と比べたら少しは。
Well, sure, compared to how I used to be.
とはいえ、ラブラブカップルの暑苦しいイチャつきを見てるくらいなら。
But if the alternative is having to watch some lovey-dovey couples sultry flirting...
一昔前のトレンディードラマみたいな波乱万丈を期待するのが今時の健全な女子学生としては当然の考えでして。
It's only natural for a modern, healthy schoolgirl to hope for some stormy drama straight out of an old, trendy drama.
だったらあんたとサトシでそれやったらいいじゃんか。
Then why don't you just do that with Satoshi?
他人の不幸を期待するなっての。
Don't wish misfortune on others.
お会いにくさまです。
Hate to break this to you.
私とサトシ君はもはやラブラブを通り越した固い運命の絆で結ばれていますから、波乱の展開なんか望んでも起こり得ないんですよ。
But Satoshi-kun and I are bound by a tough string of fate that goes beyond being lovey-dovey, so no stormy drama will happen even if you wish for it.
ね、サトシ君。
Isn't that right, Satoshi-kun?
え？
Huh?
ごめん、シオン。話聞いてなかった。
Sorry, Shion. I wasn't listening.
何？
What did you say?
いや、実に強い絆で結ばれたお二人さんだね。
Wow, two each are bound by powerful ties.
私も少しは見習おうかな。
Maybe I should learn a little from watching too.
妹の私が申し上げるのもなんですが、ニーニーの僕年人ぶりは筋金入り、圭一さんに勝るとも劣らぬほどのまさにチャンピオン級なのでございますのよ。
I don't mean to brag about this to his little this as his little sister, but Nini is the kind of the king of density. Ketchi-san doesn't even come close.
そう簡単にシオンさんの思惑通りにはなりませんわよ。
Did you really think things would be as easy as you expected, Shion-san?
本当にそれ自慢じゃないね。
Indeed, that really isn't bragging.
さとこが何を言ってるのかよくわかんないけど、
I don't really get what Satoko's saying,
なんだか随分ひどいことを言われてる気がするよ。
but I get the feeling she said something rather harsh about me.
気がするというよりもそのものズバリなのです。
More like you're completely on the dot.
まあこの言葉に潜む悪意に気づかないマイペースというか、おっとり度合いが。
Well, he may be something of a guy who walks at his own pace, not realizing the malice in other people's words.
そのサトシ君ならではのいいところと申しましょうか。
But, why don't we just call that one of Satoshi-kun's good traits in his own way?
シオン、いくらなんでもそれは苦しいと思うよ。
Shion, that's a stretch no matter how hard you try.
つうか、むしろ痛いんだけど。
Or more like a dislocation.
恋は盲目だね、みーちゃん。
Love is blind, isn't it, Mi-chan?
レナ、
Reina?
なんで私を見ながら話すのさ。
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
っていうか、おい、
Hey,
俺のいないところで勝手に話を進めるんじゃね
don't just kick things into high gear when I'm not around.
あら、ケイチ、いたの？
Oh, Keiichi, you're here.
え。さっきからずっとここにいたっての。
I've been here for a while now.
しかもリカちゃん、何気に黒バージョンで対応しないでくれ。
And don't go all dark Rika mode on me just to say hi.
いきなりその顔でそう返されるとビビっちまうだろうが。
It's scary when you talk back to me with that face.
いいじゃない。もうお互い隠し事のない間柄なんだし。
It's fine, isn't it? Considering our relationship, there are no secrets between us. Huh?
リカちゃん、それどういうこと？
Rika-chan, what's that supposed to mean?
こら、ミオン、なんでお前がそんなに反応する？
Hey, Mion, why are you reacting like that?
っていうかリカちゃん、誤解を招くような発言はやめてくれ。
Enrica, stop saying things that'll give people the wrong idea.
別に俺たちはお天道様に顔向けできないことは何一つしてないだろうが。
It's not like we've done anything under the sun to be ashamed of, right?
ええ、そうね。
Yes, that's true.
太陽が恥ずかしがって隠れちゃって。
Oh my god.
月がとっても綺麗だったわ。
The sun hid itself because it was embarrassed, but the moon was very beautiful.
本当に忘れられない夜をありがとう、
Why?
ケイチ。
If you ever give me a night, I'll never forget, Ketchi.
だからそれが誤解を招く発言だって。
I told you not to say things that would give people the wrong idea.
ってえ？
Wait, huh?
ミオン、それにレナ、どうして？
Mion and Rina, why are you... This is goofy.
ケイチくん。
Ketchi-kun.
ちょっと待て、二人とも。
Rika causing problems. Hold on, guys.
これは誤解だ、間違いだ。
There's a misunderstanding.
絶対お前ら勘違いしている。
You got it all wrong, I swear.
つうかレナ、どこから出したその巨大なナタは。
And hey, Rina, where'd you get that giant axe from?
それはナタじゃない。もはやファンタジー RPG に出てくるバスタードソードだ。
That's no hatchet. It's a bastard sword straight out of a fantasy RPG.
ミオンもなんだその改造モデルガンは。
You too, Mion. What's with that modified model gun?
それは持っていない設定になっていただろうが。
You're not supposed to carry stuff like that.
なんつっかさ、
Hey, you know?
これでもさ、ずーっと気にしてたんだよね。
Maybe it doesn't look like it, but it's been bugging me for a long time.
空気読めないだの、男友達みたいだのって、私はこれでも女の子だってのに。
How you say I can't read the room or that I'm like a guy friend? Maybe it doesn't seem that way to you, but I am still a girl.
でもケイちゃんは最後の最後でやっと私の気持ちに気づいてくれたかなって思ったから。
But at the very end, I thought you finally noticed my feelings.
とりあえず過去のいろんな失言無礼は水に流そうかなって思いかけていたんだけどねえ。
So I was ready to let all the rude stuff you said slide as water under the bridge, but you've sure screwed that up, haven't you?
あのね、ケイチくん。
Kechi-kun?
確か日暮らしが始まった頃ってヒロインはレナだったよね。
Reina was the main heroine when Higurashi started, right?
間違いなくレナだったよね。ポスターにもジャケットにもピンで載ったくらいだし。
It was definitely Reina, right? That's why there's some posters and covers of just me alone.
なのに最後はミーちゃんといい感じになりかけて、レナはどっちかっていうとキープ？
Yet, you started to have a good thing going with Michin at the end, so either way, Reina was set aside?
早い話が格下げ？
Long story short, I was downgraded, wasn't I?
でもレナはミーちゃんのことが大好きだから、ケイチくんが真剣に選んだ結婚ならそれでもいいかなってコンシューマー版限定で認めてあげるつもりだったんだよ。
But Reina loves Michin, so I figured it was your honest choice. I could go at least have you, just for the console version.
なのに裏ではリカちゃんと。
And yet you were fooling around with Rika-chan behind our backs?
だから違う、それは違うぞ。
I'm telling you, you got it wrong, all wrong.
俺は別に誰にも色目は使って
I wasn't making eyes at anyone.
使ってないと思う、多分。
At least, I don't think I was. Probably.
いや、
Wait.
確かに誤解を招くような発言、いや行動もあったかもしれんが。
I admit I may have said no and also done some things that could be misconstrued.
思春期の男子に、つかギャルゲーの主人公によくあるフェミニスト的な博愛主義というか。
But that's just a sort of gentlemanly philanthropy kind of thing. A growing boy, or rather a gal. I have no idea what that galgi protagonist has all the time.
というより、英雄
Did they throw a word I don't know
ってことに
at me? A term.
ませんか?
Or rather, it's like all heroes are amorous, like they always say, right? Divine punishment. Dead. Dead. Dedge.
なんというか先が思いやられますわね。
I can tell it's going to be hard going.
平和になった途端に訪れる修羅場劇なのですよ。ニパー。
A bloody love triangle has sprung up just as peace arrived. Nippa.
はわ
Ow, ow.
う。
Hanyu's
惨劇を
here.
もたらした張本人が人事みたいな顔で言うのは良くないのですよ。
It's not good for the one who started all this to act like she's got nothing to do with it.
そっか、あんたもいたのね、ハニ。
I see. So you're here too, Hanyu.
あんたも長い間本当にお疲れ様。
Thanks to our hard work over such a long time, too.
あお
Ow?
というかリカ、優しい言葉をかけてくれるのは嬉しいのですが、普段が普段なだけに逆に気色悪いのですよ。
Not that I'm not happy you said something nice to me, but it's so unlike you that it's creepy.
さとこ、そこのキムチ盛り合わせを取ってくださいなのです。
Sachiko, give me that kimchi combination platter over there.
今日は腹いっぱい五臓六腑に激辛レシピを叩き込んでやるのですよ。ニパ
I think today calls for a very spicy recipe to scorch every fiber of my being. Nippa!
ー。ご勘弁なのです、リカ。
Have mercy, Rika.
ちょっとした僕の照れ隠しなのですよ。
I was just trying to hide my embarrassment.
というわけで
Well, anyway.
外伝作の昼壊し編、酔い越し編、サイコロし編。
What are your thoughts on the side stories Yoigoshi, Higurashi, and Saikuroshi?
そして原作完結編祭り林編を加えた本作いかがだったでしょうか。
And the original finale, Matsurubiyashi.
日暮らしを愛してくださった関係者の皆さん、いっぱいお世話になった原作の竜騎士07先生とスタッフの皆さん、
We packed as much as we could into it in order to please all those involved who love Higurashi, plus Ryukishi07, the original author who helped out a lot.
そして何よりもずっと昔から大切に思ってくれた、あるいはつい最近興味を持ってくださった多くのファンの皆さんに喜んでもらえるようできる限りのものを詰め込みました。
And above all else, to all fans, both old and new, who've expressed love and interest in Higurashi.
皆さんのご期待に応えられたかは分かりませんが、もし思い描いていたイメージに少しでも近づけたのならとても嬉しいです。
I don't know if we managed to live up to your expectations, but if we brought you even the slightest bit closer to that which you imagined, we're very happy.
それからひなみ沢とは別の場所であったかもしれないアドバンスドストーリー、
Also, did you enjoy the advanced story which took place outside of Hinamizawa?
染め写し編、影帽子編、解きほぐし編、そして身を尽くし編、裏は楽しんでいただけましたでしょうか。
Featuring Somitsushi, Kageboshi, Toki Hogushi, and Miyatsukushi Ura?
清濁が入り混じったたくさんの思惑があったからこそ、挫折があり、克服があり、そして達成の喜びがあった。
It's because there were so many pure and impure intentions mixed together that there were setbacks, successes, and a joy of accomplishment.
そんな登場人物たちの不器用でまっすぐな思いが
We
皆
pray-
さんの胸に少しでも響くことができますよう心から祈っています。
We pray that those honest sentiments from the awkward cast resonate in your hearts, even if only a little.
レナさん、ミョンさん、大切なことを忘れてはありませんこと。
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Rina-san, Mion-san, aren't you forgetting something important?
ホーで初収録となった日暮らしアウトブレイク、その続編の日暮らしアウトブレイク神かしまし編、
Higurashi Outbreak and its sequel, Kamikashimashi, were included for the first time in Ho.
原点にして原点、
Ho.
ひなみ沢停留所、そして
Oh, I really
各
liked
所
Bus
に
Stop.
ごめんなさいを連呼して緊急実装されたバツ恋し編、
Plus the original story, Hinamizawa Bus Stop, and Batsukoyoshi was emergency implemented after a great number of permissions.
なんと申しますか、改めて見ますとものすごいシナリオ量ですわね。
How do I put this? Seeing them all together, that's an incredible number of scenarios.
さすがにもうこれ以上は追加されないと思いますのですよ。ミパ
It's hard to imagine adding anything more than that. Nipa!
ー、そろそろいいかな。
Oh, I guess it's about time.
しーちゃん、準備できた？
Shi-chan, are you ready?
ええ、バッチリです。
Yes, completely.
それじゃモニターにつないで。
Alright, I'll connect us over the monitor.
もしもーし、聞こえますか？
Hello, can you hear me?
はいはい、聞こえますよ。
Oh, nice. We're connecting over to Kakuichi. Yeah, we can hear you.
こんにちは。みおんちゃんにしおんちゃん。
That's funny.
それにレナちゃんも。
Mian-chan, Shion-chan, Rina-chan, hello.
そっちは盛り上がってますか？
Are you guys having a good time?
こんにちは、なつみちゃん。
Hello, Natsumi-chan.
遠く離れたところとこんな風に顔を見てお話できるなんてなんだか不思議な感じだね。
It feels so weird to be able to see and talk to you like this when you're so far away.
そうだよね。
You're right about that.
これって最新式の通信技術なんでしょ？
This is cutting-edge communication technology, huh?
衛星放送もテレビ電話もまだ試験中って聞いたけど、どうやって設置したの？
Though I hear satellite broadcasting and video calls are still in the experimental stages. So how does this work?
まあその辺は企業秘密ってことで、
Well, that's a trade secret.
最後だからってことでいろんな人に超法規的措置やら何やらで動いてもらいましたから。
Since this is our last party, I managed to call in a few favors from people in the right places.
とはいえ長いこと喋っていると怖い期間にバレちゃいますので手短にお願いします。
But a scary organization will find out if we talk too long, so keep it short.
うん、わかった。
Okay, I understand.
というか、なんでそこまでして場所分ける必要あったの？
But why did we really need to be apart in order to do this?
別に私たちそっちに行ってもよかったんだけど。
We could have just gone over there.
そうだよ。
But it's not as cool. She's right.
私たちだけこんなところに隔離ってこれ差別じゃないの？
Keeping us apart like this is totally discrimination, isn't it?
私だってそっちで騒ぎたかったのに。
I wanted to make some noise with you guys too, you know?
はいはい、落ち着きなって。
Now, now, calm down.
まあ気心知れた者同士で集まってる方が何かと気楽だし、私はこっちでも全然構わないんだけどね。
Well, it's a bit more comfortable to be around people you're familiar with, so I don't mind doing it here.
まあそういう考え方もあるよね。
Well, you can look at it that way too.
そっちにクラちゃんいますか？
Oh, is Kura-chan there?
でおりますよ。
Yes, I am.
まどかちゃんもお元気そうですね。
You look like you're doing well too, Madoka-chan.
おかげさまで。
Thank you.
本当はそっちに行くことも考えたんだけど、カオルさんがあんまりうるさいから仕方なくってさ。
Truth be told, I thought about going over there, but Kaoru-san wouldn't stop throwing a fit, so I had no choice.
何を言うんだまどかくん。
What are you saying, Madoka-kun?
君の体はもう一人だけのものじゃないんだぞ。
You're not just living for yourself anymore.
もし万が一のことがあったらどうする？
What would I do if something were to happen to you?
てな感じに。
Well, you get the picture.
心配してくれるのはいいんだけど、正直ちょっとうざいっつうか。
It's good he's worried and all, but honestly, it's a bit annoying.
近所に買い物行く時でもパトカー呼びつけてくるし、デパートに行った時なんか機動隊と爆弾処理班待機させてるんだよ。
He calls in a police escort when I go shopping nearby, and he deploys riot squads and bomb disposal squads when I go to the department store.
辞めた人間がこうまで職権乱用しまくって、日本の将来が心配だわ。
I fear for Japan's future if retirees abuse their authority like that.
構わん。
I don't care.
日本の将来よりも私には我が娘の未来の方が重要なだけだ。
My daughter's future is more important than Japan's, that's all.
いや、まだ子供が女って決まったわけじゃないんだけど。
We still don't know if the baby's a girl, you know?
うわぁ、ダメな父親パターンの典型だ。
Wow, the telltale signs of a doting father.
まあまあ、それだけ愛されてるってことですから。
Now, that just goes to show how much he loves you.
いやいや、羨ましい。
Seriously, I'm jealous.
私もまどかちゃんはタッチの差で無理でしたが、あなたの娘さんを狙ってみましょうかね。
I may have missed my chance with Madoka-chan by a slight margin, but maybe I'll set my sights on your daughter. Oishi, get out of here.
いいでしょう、相手になりますよ、おいさ。
You're on, Oishi-san.
最近射撃の機会が少なくなって腕がなまっていたところですから。
I haven't had many opportunities to go shooting lately, so my skills are just starting to degrade. So this is perfect.
どう？
Whoa!
冗談ですよ、山沖さん。
No, I was just kidding, Yamoki-san. No.
あの二人笑ってるのに目が笑ってないね。
The two of them may be laughing, but the look in their eyes is definitely something else.
まあ、どっちかっつうと、アキラも花嫁の父になったら、ああいう感じになると私は思うけどね。
Well, I think Akira will turn out the same way if he ever ends up the father to a bride.
そんなことないよ。
That's not true,
ね、アキラくん。
right, Akira-kun?
ああ、もちろん。
Uh-huh. Yeah, of course.
むしろ夏美の方が結構ああなりそうだと思うけどな。
If anything, I think you'd be more likely to turn out that way, Natsumi.
何か言った？
Did you say something?
いや、別に。
No, nothing.
にしても残念ですよ。
Still, though, It's a shame.
山沖さんにはぜひ公安に戻ってきてもらっていろいろとご鞭達をいただきたかったのですが。
I was hoping you would return to public safety and give me all sorts of encouragement, Yamaoki-san.
何をおっしゃる。
What are you saying?
あなたはもう立派な捜査官ですよ。
You're already a respectable investigator.
どうかこれからも社会正義のために頑張ってください。
Please continue to do your best for the sake of social justice.
恐縮です。
I'm honored.
あなたの育まれた数々の経験と知識、
I
し
swear
っかり受け継いでやっていきます。
I swear I'll honor the knowledge and experiences you passed on to me.
期待していますよ。
Yes, I'll be looking forward to it.
それにあなただけではありません。
Besides, it's not just you.
こちらでも今後の屋台骨を支えてくれる有望で心ある若者が育ってくれていますから。
We'll also raise promising and thoughtful young people who support the framework of the future.
ああ、友江君。
Isn't that right, Tomoe-kun? Tomoe. Asleep or eating? Or both?
友江君
Tomoe-kun?
ミナイさん、
Minai-san?
所長じゃなかった。元所長が呼んでますよ。
The chief, the former chief is calling for you.
聞こえない。
I'm not listening.
なんも私聞こえない。
I'm not listening to any of this.
あ、ウェイトレスさん、パフェここのページ全種類おかわりで。
Oh, waitress, I'll have seconds on all the parfaits on this page.
ここの食材一人で食いつく好きですか、あんたは。
Are you trying to eat this place to store him dry?
もうフードクイーン通り越してデビルかサタンのレベルですよ。
You're no food queen. You're a food devil or even a food Satan.
いいじゃない。
It's fine.
女にとって甘いものは別腹って言うでしょ。
They say women have a second stomach for sweets, don't they?
いや、
さすがに同志扱いされるのは正直身内としても勘弁なんだけど。
No, we may be family, but please don't lump me together with you.
はあ、何もいいことがなかった人生だったわ。
Ah, my whole life sucks.
お疲れ様会は別室扱いになるし、
I feel
妹とおっ
this
さんの
me
イ
and
チャラ
Tomoe
に
the
見せ
same.
つけられて食は進まないし。
The wrap-up party's happening somewhere else. My sister and the old man are acting so lovey-dovey I can't even eat.
いや、めっちゃ進んでるじゃん。ダッシュ全開で進みまくってるじゃん。
Yes you are, a ton. At full speed, no less.
つーか、俺さっきからずっと考えてたんですけど、
But you know, I've been thinking.
俺たちが別室になったのってミナイさんの半端なく食べる量が結構関係あるんじゃ。
Maybe the fact that we're in a different location has to do a lot with the massive amount of food Minai-san's gorging on.
なんか現実認めたくなくってひたすら食べ物に逃げてるって感じだね。
It's like she's retreating into eating non-stop because she doesn't want to face reality.
そりゃ生まれてくる子が男だろうが女だろうが、その子からはおばさんって呼ばれること確定だからな。
Well, it's because her future niece or nephew will be calling her aunt.
逃げたくもなるわ。
Of course she wants to run away from that.
これ見たら男も逃げるだろうけどさ。
Though she'd also probably drive away any men who saw her now.
おい、そこの二人、表出ろ。
Hey, get over here, you two.
警察の教授、きっちり教えてやるから。
I'll drill the pride of the police into your bones.
結構です。
We'll pass.
でもすごいな、ともえさん。
But Tomoe-san's amazing.
もっと元気出して頑張るためにも、私も見習っていっぱい食べられるようにならなくちゃ。
I'll have to follow her example by eating a lot so I can cheer up and try harder too.
ね、あきらくん。
Isn't that right, Akira-kun?
頼む夏美。
Please, Natsumi.
他のことはともかくあれだけはやめてくれ。
I'll let you get away with anything else, so just don't do that. I'm begging you.
違う意味で惨劇だ。
It'd be a tragedy in a whole different sense.
たく。
Jeez.
そうだ、レナさん。渚さんも来てるわよ。
Oh, that's right. Rina-san. Nagisa-san's here too.
やっほーレイナ。
From the grave? Hey, Reina.
久しぶり。
Long time no see.
なぎさちゃん。
Nagisa-chan.
そっちに行っちゃってたの？
You're over there?
こっちに来てくれたらいっぱいお話できたのに。
We could have talked about so much if you'd only come over here.
ちょっと塾が長引いちゃってごめんね。
I'm sorry, cram school went on too long.
でも近いうちに必ず行くから
But I'll come visit you soon.
待っててね。
So wait for me, okay? Yeah. Yeah.
こっちの友達もいっぱい紹介したいから
I'll introduce you to all my friends here.
絶対絶対だよ。
That's a promise.
楽しみにしてるね。
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
あれあれ
Huh?
すみません尾崎さん。
Excuse me, Ozaki-san.
そんな顔今までしたことあった？
Have you ever made that face before?
え？
Huh?
確かに初めて見る表情よね。
Now that you mention it, I've never seen that expression before.
ひょっとして今回のお疲れ様会用の特別版？
Maybe it's exclusive to this wrap-up party.
違うよ。
No.
私シナリオの関係でこんな顔する時が全然なかったもの。
I never had a chance to make that face since the script didn't call for it.
でも表情差分にはちゃんとあったんだよ実は。
But I've actually had that variation all along.
じゃあ没顔ってことね。
So it's basically dummied out?
なるほど、納得。
I see. That makes sense.
なんかそう言われると腹立つんだけど。
It's kind of upsetting when you say it like that.
すみません尾崎さん。
My apologies, Ozaki-san.
この子自分より可愛い子見つけるとすぐ突っかかるっていうか。
Chisato has a bad habit of flaring up at anyone cuter than herself.
人を嫉妬の鬼みたいな言い方するな。
Don't talk about people like they're jealous demons.
そういや、ボツといえばイベント CG もそうだよね。
Oh, speaking of getting dummied out, that event CG ended up the same way, right?
あれって
What are you talking about? Flashback.
ほら、圭一くんがどこかに捕まりながら手を思いっきり伸ばしてるシーン。
You know, a scene where Keiichi-kun stretching his hand out as far as he can while clinging to something?
以前の PV で見かけたけど、あれ、どこかで使った？
It was in the music videos, but it was never actually used.
言われてみれば
Now that you mention it,
一体どこで使うつもりだったのかな。
just where were they planning on using it?
それについてはコンシューマー版の監督からコメントを預かってきたわ。
Oh, I have some comments from the director of the console version regarding that.
本当ですか？
Huh? Really?
ちょっと読むわね。
Yeah.
なるほど。
Yeah, I'll read through them. Let's see. I get it.
実は身を尽くし編の終盤の高野との対決のシーン。
It was actually meant to be used in the confrontation with Takano at the end of Miyatsukushi.
あそこの舞台は当初フルデ神社じゃなくて野号地の採石場になる予定だったんだって。
Originally, the scene wasn't planned to be at the Furure Shrine, but at the core in Yagochi.
なんと
Wow.
綿流しの時にみゆきちゃんひなみ沢に来てたでしょ。
Miyuki-chan came to Hinamizawa for Watanagashi, right?
ところが彼女が山犬に誘拐されてしまったので、それを救い出すチームがフルデ神社に行くことになる。
However, she was kidnapped by the mountain dogs, so a rescue team had to go to the Furure Shrine.
そうなるともちろんフルデ神社に行ってみゆきを救い出すのは私たちのチームが担当することになります。
And of course, our team was the one assigned to go to the shrine to save Miyuki.
つまり前原くんたちがフルデ神社に行き、一方で私たちが野号地に向かった当初の展開とは正反対になっていましたね。
In other words, plan to have Maibara-kun and the others go to the Furure Shrine while we went to Yagochi was originally completely reversed.
そういうこと。
That's right.
そして前原くんたちは別動隊として野号地から H17302 を散布しようとするヘリを止めようと奮闘する。
And Maibara-kun and the others would have fought a hard battle to keep the helicopter in Yagochi from spreading H17302.
とまあそういう話だったそうよ。
And well, that's the story.
へえ。ほんじゃなんで変えたの？
Huh. So why was it changed?
監督が力尽きた。
The director was too tired.
おいおいおい。
What?
というのは冗談で、
I'm just kidding.
あそこは羽生ちゃんとリカちゃんの最終決戦を肝に据えたかったので、赤坂さんたちの活躍を入れてしまうと重要な要素が見えづらくなってしまう。
They wanted the essence of it to be Hanyu-chan and Rika-chan's final battle, so giving Akasaka-san and the others such a big part would have taken a lot away from that.
そういう判断だったそうよ。
It seems that was the reasoning.
締め切り直前まで入れるかどうかで悩みまくったとは監督の言い訳。もとい心残りだって言ってるけどね。
The director said he questioned whether he should do it or not all the way up until the deadline came, but he still has lingering regrets about it.
ああ、そうだったんだ。
How? So that's it.
でもケイチくんのそういう活躍も見てみたかったかな。
But I wish I could have seen Ketchikun have a big moment like that.
まあまあいいじゃない。
Now, it's all good.
念願の原作完結編祭り林が入ったことでケイちゃんもレナも結構な活躍ができたんだからさ。
Since the original finale, Matsurabayashi was added in, both you and Ki-chan got plenty of time to shine.
最後に一番美味しいところを持っていったのはみーちゃんだったと思うけどな。
Though I think you're the one who got the best moments in the end.
ですよね。
She's got that right.
私なんていい感じで足止めしてここは私が防ぐから先に行けってな役回りだったのに。
I was all set up to have a cool moment when I held those guys off for you to get away.
あっさり敵に捕まって人質交換のネタにされましたからね。
And yet I was captured and used as a hostage like it was nothing.
でもシオンちゃん、反撃の時はちゃんと活躍しててかっこよかったよ。
But Shion-chan, you played a big part and were pretty cool during the counterattack.
登場キャラの人数が増えてくるとセリフと登場回数の差が開いてしまうのは仕方ないことなのですよ。みー。
When the number of characters gets large, it's inevitable that there will be a discrepancy in their lines and appearances. Me.
そうだね。
You're right.
でも私もいつか機会があったらレイナと一緒のお話に出てみたいな。
But I'd like to talk with Reina someday if I ever get the chance.
そんな幸せな世界があったらレナもぜひぜひ行ってみたい。
If there's a happy world like that, Reina really wants to go there too.
そして今度こそいっぱいお話しして分かり合ってもっともっと仲良くなろうね。
And then we'll talk a lot, come to an understanding, and get along even better.
もちろん。
Of course.
約束だよ、レイナ。
That's a promise, Reina.
おっと、そろそろ時間です。
Oh, we're almost out of time.
それじゃあ垣内の皆さん、お名残惜しいですが一旦中継を切らせていただきますね。
Alright, it's sad to say goodbye, people of Kakuji, but we need to hang up now. Get out of here.
そ
Okay.
れじゃあまた後で。
See you later.
ありがとうございました。
Hang up that phone. Thank you.
なぎさちゃんとお話ができてよかった。
Glad I got to talk to Nagisa-chan again.
それじゃあ次はすみません、聞こえ
Oh,
ますか？
to do it. Okay, moving on to the next one. Excuse me, can you hear me?
はいはい、聞こえますよ。
Yeah, loud and clear. Yup.
どうもお疲れ様で
It's
す。
the future.
始めちゃってますね。
Wow, they've got the technology to hook up to the future. That's crazy. Congratulations, everyone. You already got started, huh?
あ、どうもこんにちは。
Hello there.
で、そこどこ？
Wait, where is that?
なんかものすごく時代感じるんだけど。
It feels like a different time period altogether.
おや、これは面白いね。
Well, this is interesting.
若い時のレナと話ができるた。
I get to talk to a young Rina.
しかもなんか見たことある人がいる
And there's someone I think I've seen before.
というより見たくない、認めたくない人が。
Or rather, someone I don't want to see or acknowledge.
どうなってんの？
Oh, what's going on here?
細かいことでギャーギャーうるさいね。
This is a pretty good gag, actually. Quit throwing a fuss about the details.
もうちょっと落ち着いて話ができないのかい？
We can't talk unless you calm down, can we?
あんたこそどうしてそんなに落ち着いてられるのさ。
How are you so calm?
なんかおかしいって考えたりしないの？
Don't you find this strange at all?
さあね。難しい理屈とか
私にはさっぱりだからさ。
Beats me. I don't have a clue about any of this complicated logic stuff.
ただ、一つだけ言えることがあるとすれば。
But there is one thing I can say.
ここはひなみ沢。死者が歩いていても、その声を聞いても、別に不思議なことじゃない。
It's not strange at all for the dead to be walking in Hinamizawa, nor is it strange to hear their voices.
つまり、異世界の人間とこうして顔を合わせたり、話をしたりしてもおかしくはないってことさ。
In other words, it's not unusual to see and converse with those from another world like we are now.
そういうもんなの？
Is that right?
そういうこった。
It is.
あんまりつまんないことでくよくよ悩んでたら、若い時からシワとかもできて、髪の毛のツヤとかもなくなっちまうよ。
Keep fretting about stupid stuff like that, you're gonna get wrinkles and gray hair while you're still young. みーちゃん
兄ちゃんが泡吹いて痙攣してる。
みーちゃん 's foaming at the mouth and twitching. What?
しおさんも壁に向かって何やらブツブツとつぶやき始めましたわ。
Shion-san's also starting to mutter something on the other side of the wall.
おやおや、そんなに大人になった自分を見るのがショックなのかね。
Oh, is it really that big of a shock to see your adult self?
そもそもそんなに嫌だったら、今から努力すれば未来も変わるかもしれないのに。
Besides, if you hate it that much, you might be able to change your future if you start putting in the effort now.
私たちなんてあくまで未来の可能性の一つでしかない。
We're nothing more than a single possible future.
過去で何かを選択した時に置き捨ててきた亡霊みたいなもの。
We're like ghosts abandoned from when a choice was made in the past.
要は気持ちの持ちようってことさ。そうだろ、リカちゃん。
What matters is the emotions you carry with you. Isn't that right, Rika-chan?
まったくなのですよ。ニパ
Exactly, Nipa!
確かに園崎さん
Oh,
の
it's
言う
her.
通りですね。
My favorite characters. Sonozaki-san does make a point.
ほら、匠くんもみんなに挨拶しなきゃ。
Go on, Takumi-kun. Say hi to everyone.
あれ
Huh?
すみません。匠くんまた寝ちゃったみたいです。
I'm sorry. Seems he's fallen asleep again.
いや、十和田さん、シャレになってないって、そのネタは。
That's no joke when it comes to you, Tawada-san.
ん？
I don't think we got an Arakawa sprite before, had we? Maybe we did, I just don't remember, but...
どうしたんですか、龍之介さん。
I think that sprite looks new to me. What's wrong, Ryunosuke-san?
画面の前に出てきてくださいよ。
Please come over to the screen.
いるよ、さっきからここに。
I've been here the whole time.
声だけって、俺は幽霊扱いか？
Don't treat me like I'm a ghost. And even though they finally added sprites of me and Hou. Hey, what the? Now my voice won't even play. What's going on here? Oh, this is a good gag again.
あなたの声は消えてしまいました。
Unfortunately, your voice has already vanished. What the?
立ち絵の追加はとんでもないものを盗んできました。
Adding your sprites
あ
took
なたの声です。
Adding your sprites took considerable resources, including your voice. Don't go throwing cliche lines at me. I'm seriously pissed off here.
では理由について、人魚姫のお話はご存知ですか？人魚は願いが叶って人間になると引き換えに声を失ってしまったそうです。
Then here's your reason. Have you heard the tale of the Little Mermaid? She gave up her voice in exchange for becoming human.
つまり、あなたは立ち絵として表示されることと引き換えに、ここで声を出して締めくくる力を失ってしまったのですよ。
In other words, you've lost your ability to speak in exchange for being able to have your sprites standing here.
決して演出上の手抜きではありません。ですから、無理に声を出そうとすると、あなたは泡によって消えてしまいます。
This is most certainly not a cut made in production. If you try to speak up, you'll just evaporate into bubbles. What's with those nonsensical rules? Do you hate me? You hate me that much? You enjoy tormenting me that far? Oh god, of the console version?
いえいえ、これも愛ゆえです。
No. It was all done out of love. What kind of love is that?
仕方ないですよ。
We can't do anything about it.
演出の関係でそうなっただけです。それに、
That's just how it played out. And besides...
それに
And besides what?
ファンの皆さんはぜひぜひコミックス版酔い越し編過去全2巻括弧閉じをご購入ください。
Any fans out there, I urge you to buy the manga version of Yoigoshi, 2 volumes long.
あいにく私は出てませんが、ミオンさんたちの勇姿、そして素敵な物語があなたを待ってますよ。
I'm not in it, unfortunately, but it's a wonderful story where you get to see the valor of Mion-san and the others.
宣伝かよ。だったらむしろ今ここにいる俺をアピールしてくれよ。
A shameless plug. If you're gonna advertise, make a plea for the me who's actually here.
とりあえずうまくまとまったところで
Huh? Anyway, we got everything all wrapped up.
もうお時間ですよね。それじゃあ中継開します。
It's already time, isn't it? Then we'll hang up.
まとまってねえよ。
Nothing's wrapped up at all.
ああ、
Beep,
出してし
beep,
まいまし
beep.
たね。
Oh, you
と
spoke.
いうわけで、あなたは泡です。
Oh, you spoke up again, which means it's time for you to evaporate. She even did the boop, 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 boop. That's good. That was good. Huh?
こういうやりとりができるのはお疲れ様会ならではって感じだね。
Feels like the ability to have these sorts of talks is a specialty of these wrap-up parties.
違う。
No. No.
あんなくたびれたやさぐれ熟女が私の未来なんかじゃない。
That worn-out slob of a lady isn't my future.
もっとそう。生活感があって、あんなヤマンバーが私のはずがない。
I should feel more alive. I could never turn into such a mountain witch.
っていうか、なんかおかしいでしょ。
And what's more, isn't it strange?
みゆきちゃんと私たちの年の差って確か10くらいのはずなのに。
There's only about a 10-year difference or so between Miyuki-chan and us.
どう考えてもあれ、母と娘くらいに離れた感じの老いっぷりですよ。
Yet no matter how you think about it, we looked old enough to be your mother, right?
あの二人には何とお声掛けすればよろしいかしら。
What are we even supposed to say to them?
ほっときましょうなのです。
Let's just leave them be.
それじゃあ羽生、次はどこにつなぐの？
Alright then, where are we calling next, Tanya?
ああ、過去の世界ですね。
Oh, the world of the past.
リ
Of
カは
course.
平気ですか？
Will you be okay, Rika?
別に平気よ。
I'm fine.
ミオンたちとは違って、自分とは違うご先祖様と顔を合わせるだけなんだから。
Unlike Mion and Shion, all I'll be doing is seeing my ancestors.
羽生こそ平気なの？
What about you?
過去の自分と面と向かっても。
Are you okay with facing your past self?
まあ、僕は成長はしても老化はしない種族ですから。
Well, I'm part of a race that doesn't grow old even when we age.
久しぶりに桜花の顔を見られるのも楽しみなのですよ。はんはん。
I'm also looking forward to seeing Ouka there after so long. Oh.
そう？
Really?
じゃあつなぐわね。
Then I'll... Excuse me, connect us.
もしもし。
Hello? Riku?
本当にあなたはいつも
I swear, you're always like this.
たまには巫女服のことを忘れて祝いの席に着く気にはなれないのですか？
Can't you forget your Miko outfits for once and find it in yourself to join me in the fun? Oh.
母様、
Mother.
落ち着いてください。
Please calm down.
さすがに父様が危険です。
You're putting father in danger.
危険だと？
Danger? Danger?
危険なのはむしろ私の方だ、王家。
You're the one in danger here, Uka.
よりにもよって最後の機会にリクのドアホーが仕立てた超エロエロな巫女服なんかで皆の前に出てみよう。
Wearing those idiotic and super erotic Miko outfits that Riku wove in front of everyone during our last appearance of all things.
お社様ってもしかして変態なんてことを思われて鬼ヶ淵の進行なんて粉々に砕け散ってしまうわ。
The whole Onigafuchi faith will fall apart if it looks like Oshiro-sama is a pervert.
それは
That's...
大丈夫です羽生
it's okay, Hanyu.
その巫女服を着てみんなの前にお披露目すればきっと信者数は増えるはずです
I'm sure we'll get a boost in believers if she goes out in public in that Miko outfit.
特に男これはもう私が太鼓判を押して胸を張って断言できます
Especially men. Believe me, I can proudly attest to that.
それ以上に女子と大多数の男の良識人がドン引きしていなくなるわ
That sort of thing will draw the majority of women and men of good morals away.
とりあえずこっちはまた後で中継戻します
Anyway, see you all later. Back to the show. Well, that was quick. Disaster in the past.
ねえ羽生聞いてもいい
Hey, Hanyu, can I ask you something?
なんでしょうか
What is it?
私もあの血をわずかながら引いているってことに少しいいえかなりおぞけが走るんだけど
It terrifies me a little. No, a lot, to know I've inherited some of that blood.
一体どこに惚れたの
Just, what did you see in him?
いや優しいところだったと思いますです
His kindness, I think?
多分
Probably?
多分
Probably.
あまりに昔すぎたので思い出せないというか
It was so long ago, I don't really remember.
というか時間を置いて冷静に見直してみたらだんだん自信がなくなってきたというか
Or rather, now that I have the benefit of hindsight to look back on it with a cool head, I'm losing confidence in myself.
先ほどのレナの言葉通り恋は盲目というやつですね
It's just like Rina said, love is blind.
未来は変えられるかもしれないけど過去はさすがに無理ね
We may be able to change the future, but there's absolutely nothing we can do about the past.
今のは見なかったことにしましょうなのです
Let's just pretend we didn't see anything.
そうね
You're right.
あらねえハニーまたこの通信機に更新の呼び出しが入ってきてるみたいなんだけど
Oh my. Hey, Hanyu, seems like there's another incoming call.
はあ本当なのです一体どこからでしょうか
Oh, you're right. Who on earth could it be from?
もう予定にはなかったわよねとりあえずつないでみましょうか
There was
もし
nothing.
もし
There was nothing else in the schedule. Let's go ahead and connect for now. Hello? I hope it's Battler. That would be fun. No, it's Hinamizawa bus stop, Rika. I still to this day really liked bus stop. I really liked reading through that. It actually went through. I'm about to meet some interesting people.
でまさかあなたは
Me? No way, you're...
こんにちはいえこういう場合は初めましてかしら
Hello?
私はフルでリカ南沢村の高校生よ
Hello, or maybe I should say nice to meet you. My name is Rika Furude, a high school student from Hinamizawa.
フルでリカってじゃあこの人って先ほどのミオンさんと同じく未来のリカなんですの
Rika Furude, you say? Then this is a future version of Rika, like we saw with Mion-san earlier?
未来の僕も参加してるのですかでも事前の打ち合わせではそんな話は一言も
There's a future version of me participating too, but nobody said a word about that at the preliminary meeting.
って羽生これどういうこといくら舞台裏のお疲れ様会だからってこの展開はさすがに予想外よ
Hanyu, what is going on here? Even if this is a backstage party, how could anyone expect something like this?
僕も聞いてなかったことなのですただ
I didn't hear anything about this either, but But what?
そうですね。長年この日暮らしシリーズを続けてきたことで、ついに平行世界のひなみ沢にもつながりができてしまったとでも言いましょうか。
Well, after going through the Higurashi series for so many years, I guess you could say I found a link to a parallel world of Hinamizawa?
平行世界ってどういうこと？
A parallel world? What does that mean?
言葉通り、過去でも未来でも、まして現在でもない世界のことなのです。
Exactly what it sounds like. It's a world that isn't our past, present, or future.
同じ人物であっても、経緯や環境、要素の変化によって異なる存在となり、それが集まることで違う歴史が生まれます。ですからこれはもはや名前だけが一緒の別世界。
The same person can be different there due to differences in chronology and environment, and when those different elements come together, they form an alternate history. So aside from the name, it's a different world altogether.
で、ミオン、さっき老けた自分と対面したショックからもう立ち直ったのですか？
Hey, Mion, have you recovered yet from the shock of meeting your future self?
もちのロンロン。
Huh?
そっか別世界か。なるほど。
ということは、さっきの私の名前を語ってたおばはんも同姓同名の別人ってやつだね。
Ha 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 ha. Of course, right. Another world, I get it. So that old lady with the same name as me earlier was a totally different person.
それを聞いて安心したよ。私の将来があんなくたびれてやさぐれた感じになるって思ったら絶望で首つりたくなったけど、あれは他人、ドッペルゲンガーってことだね。
That's a relief. I thought I'd lose myself to despair and hang myself if that tired, battered lady was my future. She's still a stranger, just a doppelganger. Mm-hmm.
本当にあれがドッペルゲンガーだったら、見た瞬間に死んでしまっているのですよ。
If that really was a doppelganger, you'd die in the moment you saw it. Me?
ミオン、現実を直視してくださいなのです。今喋っている相手は確かに平行世界の別人ですが、あなたの環境を考えると近い将来にああなる可能性は非常に高いと。
Mion, you need to accept reality. That was a separate person from a parallel universe, but given your circumstances, there's a good chance you'll end up like that in the future.
おー、画面の向こうにも人がいっぱいだ。どうもこんにちは。楽しんでますか？
Oh, there are lots of people on the other end of the screen. Hello there, everyone having a good time?
露骨に話をそらしたわね。というか、ごまかしたわね。
Way to blatantly divert the conversation, or should say, dodge the question.
よっぽどさっきの光景を忘れたいようですね。そういう理科は大丈夫なのですか？
Seems like she really wants to forget the scene from earlier. Rika, are you sure you're okay with this?
あんたが言ったんじゃない。今喋っている相手は同じ名前の別人だって。だから向かい合ってみたところでどうってことはないわ。
You said it yourself, right? Talking to a completely different person right now. Just happens to have the same name. So seeing each other face to face is no big deal.
噂で聞いていた通りね。顔も似ているし、とても他人のようには見えないわ。
So the rumors are true. We look so similar, it's hard to see each other as strangers.
そうね。あなたも組織に所属する連中の思惑に翻弄されて大変だったみたいだし。で、あの後はちゃんとハッピーエンドにつながったのかしら？
Suppose. Seems like you had a tough time too, being tossed around by people in a certain organization. So, were you able to achieve a happy ending after that?
さあ、どうかしら。あなたのように幾千幾万の世界を渡り歩けば、そんな未来もあるのかもしれないけど。
Who knows? If I step through thousands of worlds like you did, maybe a future like that is out there.
経験者として言わせてもらえば、あんまりおすすめしないわよ。変な神様がずっとまとわりついてくるわけだしね。
Let me see. Sorry. Speaking from experience, I can't say I'd recommend it. Plus, you have a weird god that follows you everywhere you go.
僕のことを疫病神扱いしないでください。
Don't talk about me like I'm some kind of plague.
そういえば、 あの子はまだかしら。ちょっとお手洗いに行くって言って出て行ったのだけど。
Come to think of it, that girl still isn't here. So she was making a quick trip to the restroom, but still.
ちょうど戻ってきたところみたいね。ほら、こっちにいらっしゃい。
There she is. She's heading back now. Hey, over here.
はいはい。お呼びですか、リカさん。何かご用で。
I'm here, Rika-san. Did you need something? What the? Huh?
おお、私だ。さっきリカさんが言ってた通り、私がいる。
It's me. It's just like you said, Rika-san. I'm there.
また私のそっくりさんが登場。
It's me. My lookalike is here again.
もうそっくりさんじゃないってば。私も正真正銘園崎美代。御三家とかいう大きな家の跡取りとかじゃないけどね。
Come on, I'm not some lookalike. I'm an authentic Mion Sonosaki just like you. Although I'm not the heir to the three families or anything big like that.
違う世界のみーちゃんだ。なんかすっごく大人っぽいけどかわいい。
Wow, it's Mi-chan from another world. You look so mature but so cute.
これでも高校生なんだから可愛いってのはちょっとね。でもそっちの世界の私は可愛いね。胸のあたりとかさ。
I'm in high school though, so maybe cute isn't the right word. But the me of your world is totally cute, especially that chest.
胸？バカ言ってんじゃないよ。日暮作品においてたとえ人気投票で審査をなめてもここだけはトップクラスと言われた私の胸が。
My chest? Don't be ridiculous. When it comes to the Higurashi series, even if I suffer in the popularity polls, my chest is the one thing people always rate top class. Why do I have to read that? My chest.
負けてる。しかも色気も背丈も完全試合レベルでカップだけまでボロ負け。
Have I been utterly defeated? Plus, she's sexier and taller than me. It's a total loss. I'm up against a perfect game.
あれ？そう？実は最近また大きくなっちゃってさ。今つけてる下着も正直ちょっときついんだよね。
Oh, is that so? In fact, I've been getting bigger lately. Honestly, the bra I have on, Jesus, right now feels pretty tight. What? Dead. Mi-chan's eyes have gone white and she's foaming at the mouth again.
自分の老け顔を見るのも嫌な話ですが、同じ名前でここまで違う女性の魅力を見せつけられるのも結構来るものがありますね。
It must be, excuse me, tough looking at an older version of herself, but looking at someone with her same name and so much more womanly charm must really be a lot to take in.
冷静におっしゃってますけど、シオンさんもミオンさんと双子なのですから、全く他人事ではないと思うのですが。
You're saying that calmly, but on the other hand, Shion-san, you and Mion-san are twins, so I don't think you can act like she's a total stranger to you.
大丈夫です。これはそう、未来のお姉。だからこれくらい成長するということでむしろ歓迎。希望の象徴です。
I'm totally fine. Yes, this is a future version of Sis, so I actually welcome the idea that we'll show this much growth. It's a beacon of hope.
無理やり信じ込もうとしておりませんか、シオンさん。
Shion-san, are you forcing yourself to believe that?
ということは僕も成長したら今お話をしている僕と同じくらいに胸が。
Me, then that means when I grow up, my chest will be as big as this girl's.
リカ、期待しているところ申し訳ありませんが、リカの成長した姿はすでにアニメの2期で明らかになっていますです。
Rika, I'm sorry to rain on your parade, but your older appearance was already revealed in the second season of the anime.
悲しい宿命とは思いますが、それはもう見事に真っ平らで出るところはさっぱりです。
It's such a tragic fate, but there are no signs of anything. Just pancake flat.
あら、いいところに激辛スパイスの瓶があるわね。とりあえずアメリカンコークのように一気飲みで。
Oh, how convenient. There's a bottle of scathing hot sauce right here. Let me just drink it down the way Americans chug a can of Coke. Gulp, gulp. No, it burns like magma erupting in my mouth. Rika-chan. Sorry, I took my glass out there for a second. Drinking that hot sauce all at once is going to give you a stomach ache, you know? I'll be alright. I just need to punish a narrow-minded god. Nipa.
リカさん、あの子って本当にリカさんのもう一つの姿なんですか?
Rika-san, is that girl really another form of you?
認めたくないわね。若さゆえの過ちというものを。
I hate to admit it, but youthful mistakes are a thing.
っていうか、違うから。あれはもう完全に私とは別の存在だから。
I mean, no, that's wrong. She's a completely separate being from me.
ま、なんか面白いものが見られ
Take
て
no
よかったかも。
responsibility for that. Well, suppose nice we were able to see something amusing.
あ、こっちは勝手にやって盛り上がってますんで、また気が向いたら連絡してきてくださいね。では。
Ah, look at us getting worked up over here. Feel free to call us again anytime soon, anytime you like. See ya.
いろんな意味でサプライズだったのね。まあ、あんな世界というか可能性のあったということにしましょう。
That was a surprise. That was a surprise on multiple levels. Well, let's just say that such a world may exist out there. Hanyu?
僕はもう死んでいるのです。ガク。
I'm already dead. Slam. Oh.
浅ましき姿なりや角の民。かような騒がしき低俗な宴で醜態を晒すとは恥を知りたまえ。
What a despicable sight, people of horns. You should be ashamed of yourselves for having such a noisy, boisterous feast.
お前は田村姫の御事。
What? Is that you? Tamuharime no Mikoto?
我も一応顔見せくらいはしないこともないのです。
And me as well. Can't help but show my face at least once.
あらウネ、あんたもここに駆けつけてきたってわけね。
Oh, Une. So you rushed all the way out here too?
別に来たくなかった。
I remember them. Holy shit, that feels like ages ago when we were reading this. It's not as though we didn't want to come, and not as though we dislike fun.
相変わらず回りくどい喋り方をするわね、二人とも。そんな感じで肩こらない？舌が痙攣したりしないのかしら？
You two are the same as ever, with that roundabout way of speaking. Does that make your shoulders twitch? Your tongue cramp?
気遣いは無用なり、角の民の巫女よ。我が輩にとっては、意と美しき大和に伝わる元来の言葉。世俗に崩れた浅ましき言葉と同等に扱うは、はだはだ無礼と知りたまえ。
Pay no heed, Miko of the people of horns. To me, this is the beautiful speech of Yamato. It would be most disgraceful to liken it to the common word.
別にあんたを気遣ったわけじゃないわ。ただ、あんたに魂をつぎ込んでくれる中の人が大変そうねって気の毒に感じただけよ。
It's not like we didn't care. It's just a huge hassle for the person who breathed life into you. So it felt like a shame.
中の人などおらぬ。内輪の話は控えたまえ。角の民の巫女よ。
There's no such person. Do refrain from speaking of confidential matters, Miko of the people of horns.
はいはい、わかったわ。にしても、あんたたちが出てきた神鹿島氏が今回収録されたおかげで、ますます羽生の謎が深まったわね。
Right, got it. Anyway, thanks to the Kamikashimashi story that you two were introduced in, the mystery behind Hanyu has been getting deeper and deeper.
それはどういう意味ですか、リカ。
Oh, Rika, what do you mean by that?
あんたの正体は一体何者かってことよ。結局羽生って宇宙人？ それとも違う次元の生命体、あるいはフィクションの存在ってことで OK?
Who are you really, Hanyu? Are you an alien after all? Or a creature from another dimension? Maybe it'd be okay to call you a purely fictional being.
リカ、少なくともあなたは僕の子孫に当たるのですから、架空の人物扱いはあんまりだと思うのですが。
Rika, at the very least, you're my descendant, so treating me like a fictional character seems a bit much.
だからこの際はっきりしておきたいのよ。せっかくあんたの昔を知る神様がここにいるんだしね。で、どうなの？
Then I'd like to use this occasion to clear things up. These gods who know your past went to great lengths to come here, so what can you two tell me?
知らぬ。角の民に関することなど、音として口に上らせるだけでもおぞけが走るというものなり。されど。
Man, at this rate, we're gonna have to do the character tier list tomorrow or something. I don't know if I've got it in me. This is going longer than I thought it was going to. I know not. Merely uttering a sound on matters concerning the people of Horn fills me with dread. But be that as it may.
過去、我思う、ゆえに我あり。と、大陸の哲学者が意味軸も語りたもうた。その言葉の通り、真実は、事実を目に触れうるものの数だけ存在する。
In the past, a continental philosopher exquisitely mused, I think, therefore I am. As such, the truth is only as valid as those who observe it.
ゆえに、自身の思考、あるいは信念ではなく、他者である神の言葉にすがるは愚かな行為と知りたまえ。
Thus, it is an act of folly to rely on the words of some other god, rather than one's own thoughts and beliefs.
うまくごまかしたわね。で、ハニー、結局あなたはこいつらと和解したの？
Way to dodge a question. So, Hanyu, did you reconcile with these two in the end?
するわけがないのです。こんな小賢しそうにお高く振る舞うなんちゃって神様、頼まれたって土下座されたって顔も見たくないのですよ。
Bleh, not a chance. Even if they got down on their knees and begged, I never want to see their faces of the narcissistic gods again. Ow!
なんたる方言、許すまじなり。かように我が輩を愚弄するというのであれば、もはや是非もなし。ここで決着をつけるなりや。
Such insolence. If you insist on goading me like this, you leave me no choice. We shall settle this here and now.
望むところです。あの話で結局うやむやになった勝負、ここで白黒はっきりきっぱりつけてやるのですよ。
Just what I was hoping for. Let's settle this clear as day instead of leaving it with a vague answer like the end of the story did.
我の存在、影が濃ゆいわけがないのです。
My existence shouldn't be conspicuous.
でしょうね。こんなキャラの強烈な神様に挟まれたんじゃ、おいそれと差し出がましく首を突っ込むわけにもいかないし。
Right? When you're standing between two striking gods like this, you can't just go sticking your nose in things.
なので我、次に出番があった時はこっちのキャラで進めて日暮らしシリーズを超支配するのです。今度こそ我のターンなのですよ。
So next time, I'll be sure to use this character to the fullest and super dominate the Higurashi series. Next time, it'll be my turn.
まあったらね、期待しておいてあげるわ。
Well, there's the next time, that is. Keep my hopes up. Oh, Black Bar is having a problem. It's fine. Don't worry about it. There they go. Now then, we've seen all the endings, so this will be the final wrap-up party.
いつもなら乾杯の温度をとってシナリオの検討会を行うところですが、今回はこの場をお借りして登場したキャラクターからプレイヤーの皆様に一言ずつお礼のご挨拶をさせていただきたく存じます。
Normally, we'd go over the scenario after having a toast, but this time all the characters here would like to each thank the players.
じゃあ私からだね。
I'll start then.
いろいろと悲惨な目にあったり、 とんでもない扱いを受けたりして本当に散々でしたが、皆様と一緒にハッピーエンドを迎えることができて最高に嬉しいです。
We went through all sorts of tragedies and experienced many different types of atrocities, but I'm so happy we were all able to get a happy ending.
またどこかの違う世界で皆様とお会いできる日を楽しみにしております。
I'm looking forward to when we can all meet again in a different world.
じゃあ続いて私。
Okay, I'm next.
毎回暴発キャラというか、ちょっとしたことで切れたり勝手に動いたりして話の展開をややこしくしてしまってすみませんでした。
I'm sorry for being a violent character who snaps and goes wild at the smallest things, making things more complicated for everyone.
でもずっと探し求めていた真実、
That's why we like you, Shion.
大切なものを最後に手に
Let's
入
be
れること
real.
ができて本当に良かったです。
But I truly am glad I managed to find the truth I've been looking for and acquired something precious at the end.
これも皆さんが最後までお付き合いいただけたおかげだと心から感謝しております。
It's thanks to you all sticking with me through the end that I accomplished this, so I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
それでは私が
Okay, I'm up.
過去に犯してしまった罪のトラウマと素直になれない性格のせいでたくさんの方々にご迷惑をおかけしてきました。
I caused a lot of people problems due to the trauma of the sins I committed in the past and my inability to be honest.
ですがそんな私を受け入れて守ってくださった人たちとの思い出はずっと大切な私の宝物でございます。
But I'll always treasure my memories with those who accepted and protected me.
私はこの思いを忘れることなく他の誰かに対しても自分が何をできるのかをずっと考えて生きていきたいと思いますわ。
I'll live on, never forgetting these feelings and always considering what I can do for others.
真実を確かめること、
Perhaps I was too cowardly.
自分にとって大事なものを守ることに僕は臆病でありすぎたのかもしれない。
To confirm the truth and protect what mattered to me.
これからは勇気を出して自分が今何をすべきなのかを常に意識して行動していくつもりだ。
Plan to bolster my courage and act, while always keeping in mind what I should do in the present.
大切なことを気づかせてくれて本当にありがとう。
Thank you so much for helping me realize what matters.
自分の選んだ道
Oh,
が間
Takano.
違っていたとは思わない。
I don't think I went down the wrong path.
ただ私は自分の夢を実現することが全てだと思いすぎたせいで、世界がたくさんの人の意志によって成り立っているということを忘れてしまっていた。
But because I was obsessed with nothing else but achieving my dreams, I forgot that the world is comprised of many people's wills.
自分以外の人がそれぞれに持つ夢や価値観はきっとその人にとって自分と同じように大切なもの。
Other people have their own dreams and values that they surely treasure as much as I do mine.
私のそばで支えてくれる人ができた今はそれがよくわかるの。
I understand that well now that I have someone supporting me.
これも皆さんがここまで私を導いてくれたからなんでしょうね。
This is also because you all guided me this far.
ええ、私もそう思います。
Yes, I think so too.
私は一人の女の子のおかげでそのことに気づくことができた。
I was able to realize that thanks to a single girl.
独りよがりな夢はただの野心でしかない。
A self-righteous dream is nothing but blind ambition.
多くの人に認められて、そして自分も多くの人を認めることで夢は実現するものだと。
Dreams are fulfilled by earning the acknowledgement of many and acknowledging them in return.
いやいや、ずいぶん遠回りをしちゃいましたね。
No, it seems to have taken so long for us to realize that.
でも気づけたことが幸せなんですよ、きっと。
But I'm sure we're happy we were able to realize it.
その時その場所に何気なく存在する真実への扉。
The door to the truth lies at that time in that place.
たくさんの失敗や後悔があってもいい。
Doesn't matter how many failures or regrets I accumulate along the way.
諦めずにそれを開くための努力をいついかなる時でも忘れずにいたい。
I want to never forget the effort I put into opening that door, and that I never gave up.
それが自分にとって一番納得のできる最善手だと思えるから。
Because that seems like the best and most understandable way to me.
なに難しく考えることはないんですよ。
It's nothing that complicated at all.
夢が人を裏切るなんてことは その人の意志がある限り絶対にありえないんですから。
So long as people have their will, their dreams will never betray them.
失ってしまった時間は戻ったりはしませんが、新しい時間がきっとあなたのために何かを用意してくれるはずですよ。
We can't get back lost time, but the future surely has something in store for you.
カレー万歳。
All hail Curry! Chie, get the fuck out of here. Get off my screen. Get off the stage.
どうしてこう綺麗にまとまりかけてる時にこの人は。
Why do you have to go and ruin the good finish we were all building up to?
っていうか、知恵先生ってこういうキャラだった。
One-dimensional curry lover. Actually, was Chie Sensei always like this?
ちょっとイメージ変わったかも。
I'm not sure it matches up with my vision of her.
え、最後は俺たちで締めるって？
Huh? Time for us to close it off?
じゃあ
Okay then,
最後までプレイしてくださって本当にありがとうございました。
thank you very much for playing all the way to the end.
いろんな失敗、時には悲惨な末路を迎えた俺たちですが、最後はこうして幸せな未来を迎えることができて本当に嬉しく思います。
We failed and encountered a lot of tragedies along the way, but I'm really happy we were able to greet this happy future at the end like this.
いつも近くで支え合って励まし合って生きてゆくかけがえのない仲間たち。
Irreplaceable friends who are always nearby and support you through life.
皆さんにもそんな人はいますか？
Do you all have people like that?
それはただ欲しいと望むだけじゃ手に入らないもの。
You can't obtain that by simply wishing for it.
だけど誰かに優しくなろうと思い続けている人にはきっと向こうから誰かが手を差し伸べてくれるんだとレナは信じています。
But Reina believes that those who always strive to be kind to others will have people reaching out to them.
最初から全てを持っている人はきっといないと思うのです。
I'm sure no one's born having it all.
今自分が持っている何かは独力で勝ち取ったものもあれば誰かから与えられて得たものもあります。
Some things that you have now were obtained out of your own strength, and other things were given to you by someone else.
それに囲まれて満たされた時間と世界で生活できることはきっと幸せ。
I'm sure it's a joy to be able to live a fulfilled life surrounded by those things.
でも与えられるよりも与える立場になって誰かの時間と世界を温かなものに変えることはきっとそれ以上に素敵だと思うのですよ。
But I believe that rather than being on the receiving end, it is more wonderful to be the one giving, to change someone else's time and world into something blissful.
そんなたくさんの人の夢と希望、そして思いが詰まったこの日暮らしの泣く頃に
Higurashi When They Cry is a story full of dreams, hopes, and feelings of many people like that.
この作品に触れた皆さんにとって何かを感じ、そして何かを変えるきっかけになってくれたのなら僕たちはとっても幸せです。
If this story meant anything to you, or was able to spark some kind of change in you, then we're very happy.
そしてこれからも様々な世界で広がり続ける日暮らしと僕たちのことをいつまでもずっと忘れないでいてほしいのですよ。
And we hope that you never forget Higurashi, and us as we continue to spread through all sorts of worlds. Ow!
それじゃあ最後に全員で皆さんにご挨拶。
Okay then, one last word from everyone.
今度は私でいい？
They don't want to say goodbye.
せーの。
They want to stay on the channel as long as they can. Shall I kick things off then? 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. That's cute. I mean, it's corny in a way, right? But this is still cute. And like I said, this means a lot. This has been on the channel, a mainstay, for 2 years now. Saying goodbye to every one of these characters forever. Never to see them again. Never to think. No, definitely will think about this. May we meet again. May we meet again. Aww. Yay. Good job, everyone. Alright. So what I'll probably do, because I do feel quite like shit and kind of crappy, I don't want to do the tier list in the state that I am, even though it's going to be small and short, you know? I will finish, we'll speed read this note from Dr. Diablo, if it is what I think it is. We'll speed read this real quickly. I'll just do the tier list tomorrow on stream, live on stream, but on the YouTube VODs, if you're watching this YouTube, it still should be the same. I'm just going to bump this up, and it'll be right next to, like it would have been, even if I was to do it live today. And then so first thing tomorrow, assuming I don't also feel like shit and sick, we'll just do the tier list first and then do whatever we end up doing tomorrow. All right, here's this note. Let's go. How long could this possibly be, right? Hi, Dr. Diablo here. I'm the one who started the Console Arcs project and kind of ran the whole thing over the lifetime of the project. We're going to read really fast here. Ryukishi did one of those staff room things after each one of the answer arcs, so I feel like after releasing 10 of these arcs, I earned the right to do one too. So, did you enjoy these arcs? I know opinions are mixed on some of these, and believe me, I've seen a lot of opinions, but I hope you at least feel your time was well spent. I always thought it was a shame that most discussions about these stories were based on second or third hand opinions, and sometimes even completely false rumors, so I'm glad people can actually read them for themselves and come to their own opinions about them. I find this interesting. And it's interesting that even though people tend to consistently agree some of them are good and some are not, they disagree about which ones they like. Even some of the ones I personally couldn't get into, I've seen people say they really loved them. So at the very least, I think it was worth putting the time into releasing them all. And I encourage any fans out there to give them a try if they haven't. It's finally done. Can't believe this project is finally complete. As of right now, it's been downloaded over 18,000 times, and that number will only go up with the Kotogushi release. I dumped the English text into a file just checked, and it's over 2,000 pages long, just under a million words. Took 4.5 years to get through it all. If I knew it would take this long when I first started it, I probably would have been scared away from it. But I'm glad I stuck with it because the end result is far better than anything I could have imagined back then. So, a little bit of history. I actually started helping out at 7th mod with Umineko. After finishing up the Umi Questions arc, I decided to contribute a bit with Tataragoshi since they needed some help with the graphic side of things. Later on, someone came along who did a much better job of the graphic stuff, so I decided to look for a different way to help out. That's when I had a small revelation. I realized that the files we used to develop the mod include all the content from those other arcs. I didn't even tell anyone I was doing it, I just secretly did some testing and determined it was completely doable, so I started making it happen. The primary goal from day one was that I wanted to release Miyatsukushi. I love that arc and I wanted more people to read it. But I knew it was absurdly long, so I decided to start with a shorter arc and see what I could actually do. I chose to start with Somitsushi because it was short, mostly self-contained, wasn't too spoilery for the people following the Steam releases, came out around the same time as Miyakashi, and it's based on a manga arc Ryukishi wrote, so I figured there'd be interest. Okay, I'm gonna go get some water real quick. Give me no, it's awkward to cut right there. Give me like 2 seconds. Okay, water required. Let's get through this. And, well... Oh, I gotta click back in. If you're one of the handful of people who actually read the 1.0 release when it was just Somitsushi, I need to apologize. I started this project thinking I'd handle the technical stuff and recruit someone else to do the translation work, but nobody volunteered. So I decided to do a half-assed initial translation with my limited Japanese experience. I was hoping that a proper release would build enough type to get other people involved in the project and they'd go back and fix my work. It did indeed build a lot of hype, but nobody volunteered to help out back then. Frowny face. But people were very encouraging and told me to keep making more, so I went back and fixed up as best I could and moved on to the next arc. And other people did eventually review the earlier arcs, so they're in a far better place now than they were back then. The console arcs mod itself has grown and changed a lot over time. The original Somitsushi release didn't even have the tips or the all-cast party. I had to figure out how to add those so they could be included in the 1.3 release. Then, each arc after that had a major hurdle or feature I had to overcome. With Kagabushi came the ability to switch between NVL and ADV mode and integration with the 7th mod installer. Tsukitoshi added support for lip sync. Around the Teraimawashi release, I redesigned the way the script files are generated. It's cut down a huge number of manual work that had to go into development. Also made the tips work like actual tips with names and everything. Yogoshi was the first arc with choices, so I had to do a lot of magic to get it all working. That was also when we had the OPs, add chapter jump, and fix the red X problem that made it impossible to read in Japanese. Toki Higuchi actually didn't have any major changes, it was just business as usual, I guess. Miyatsukushi Emote added the ability to play with Manga Gamer and Ryokishi sprites for all the people who prefer those art styles. It also added a much needed feature that let people skip choices if they didn't care about them, and the arc was absurdly long, so it took forever for me to get through it. Miyatsukushi Ura itself was pretty straightforward, but the connecting fragments were added at the same time, and that part was much harder to implement. I ended up making them work like tips instead of recreating the fragment interface, and honestly I think it's better this way. Miyatsukushi PS2 is very challenging because I wanted to make sure the system internally used the same script files for Emote and PS2, so typo fixes and things like that could apply in both places. It was a hassle, but it was the right call in the long run. Higurashi had an absurd amount of effects that had to be manually added in because people were doing scripting on that one went mad. Koto Oguchi was the first arc translated by someone other than me, so I had to face the hardest challenge of all, communicating and coordinating with another human being. Oh, look at that picture. Here's one more fun story from working on this project. Maybe fun isn't the right word. Somewhere in the middle of developing Miyatsukushi, my hard drive died on me. I backed stuff up pretty regularly, so I only lost like 2 days worth of translation work. But I ended up losing a lot of other random files in the process, so I decided to pay some data recovery guy to try to save whatever files he could get off the hard drive. I was convinced it was completely dead, but he somehow managed to recover 80% of the files, including a bunch of graphic stuff and all the timeline TL work I thought was lost. The image you're looking at right here is one of the files that came out of the data recovery process in a corrupted state. I like that. I did still lose some stuff like the original PSD of the flowchart, but it wasn't anything that hurt the project. At worst, it just delayed things by a couple weeks. Oh, you might have noticed a couple of unfamiliar songs playing during the segment. These are actually songs that were included in the game files on the console version, but never get called anywhere in the console arcs mod. Stuff that only gets used in the main series, and stuff that only shows up in the menus, the quiz game, stuff like that. I thought it was a shame that nobody got to hear these songs, so I decided to stick them in here to give them a brief moment to shine. And maybe I'm dragging this talk out a little bit to give the music more time to play. Would I do that? So, now that I'm finally done with the consoles arc, I may have some time to work on other things. I suppose this would be a great time to announce a new project. It would, wouldn't it? But, I'm not going to. At least not yet, anyway. Okay, I will say I'm 100% committed to translating the new story content in Higurashi Hou Plus. The only thing that could possibly stop me are an official release being announced, someone else doing it first, me dying, frowny face. So look forward to that for sure. New stories, not me dying. That's funny. I like this. I like this. I like the stuff like this. Honestly, they deserve to get to, you know. But anyway, I've actually had a whole bunch of ideas for other projects that I'd like to work on, just debating which of them I really want to dive into. There's a ton of Higurashi manga that hasn't been fully translated, like Katara Banashi Kizuna, the Umineko crossover Episode X, and so much more. A PC port translation of Higurashi Mei, Higurashi Elite, and even fancier mod for the Steam version of Higu that uses shots and animations from Go Sotsu, where they make sense. Doing an editing TLC pass on Rose Guns Days, doing the same for Higenbana. Maybe making an enhanced version of RGD that uses shots from the manga as CGs, or again doing the same for Higenbana. Harem Royale. Oh shit, Tri-Anthology. Here's one I'm sure you weren't expecting, translating the Leaf Fight cards Ryukishi made and the rules for the game so that we can actually play together. Probably lots of other stuff I can't think of right now. I also consider translating Higurashi Daybreak, Iwai, and Loopers at certain points in the past, but those all got picked up, so that saved me the trouble. Yay! So if you're interested in any of these projects I mentioned, or if you have any other ideas for fun things to work on, feel free to let me know. I'm far more likely to pick up a project if I know there are people out there who like it and are hyped to see it release. Makes the whole process that much more enjoyable. Just please don't ask me to translate Giro Kasu. Anyway, I think I rambled on long enough, so I should probably wrap up here. This project may be my baby, but it's only this successful thanks to the contributions from so many other people. If you ever helped me with a problem I had, if you ever submitted a fix to the repository, if you ever report an issue on GitHub or Discord, thank you so much. If all you did was play it and tell me it worked, that's actually a really big help too. In fact, I'm grateful if you just commented saying you enjoyed these stories. I did enjoy these stories. Again, we got to experience all this. I got to read this all basically for free. All this work was done, you know, pretty much just for the love of the game, right? For the love of the story, but love of the game, both meanings. So stuff like this is obviously highly commended and worked like a charm. Even a dumbass like me was able to get these mods going and all things considered, and this has been like the past year on this channel, so. In fact, I'm grateful if you just commented saying you enjoy the stories, if you stopped for a moment to say thanks, or if you said that you were looking forward to future content. Because more than anything else, the enthusiasm in the community is really that main thing that gave me the motivation to keep going all these years. So, at the end of all, there's really only one thing left for me to say here. To all of you out there, thank you for being a part of this. Yay. That was a good note. Like I said, it seemed fair. Seems fair, you get your moment. Alright. Wow. 161 parts on this channel of Higurashi. 2 years. 161 streams, individual streams, reading all the stories, all of the 8 main chapters, all of Hou, Rei, Hinamizawa Bus Stop, everything that considers, Daybreak. I played a little bit of Daybreak. I read the story of Daybreak that we got in the translated from like the manga to the visual novel style, but I actually went and tried to find and play a copy of Daybreak. It ran like shit, but we played a little bit of the 3D fighter Daybreak here on this channel during this whole series. We did some random ass mini games I was also able to find and download and play, mini games that were included in some of the original console releases, I believe. We watched the live action TV series of Higurashi that went through the first, what, 6 or 7 chapters? I think 6 chapters. We watched that on stream here. We did Bus Stop. We did Outbreak. We did all these console advanced arc stories. There's things about bathing suits, magical bathing suits. There were 2 stories for some reason about magical bathing suits. I feel like I'm going insane. We read everything we could, mostly. Someone would be able to find deep, you know, obviously there's some stuff we couldn't see, or it's hard to do, or would be hard to do, and I didn't get around to doing the Rika Furude cosplay, unfortunately. But other than that, I got it, you know, if I can pat myself on the back just once, right? Like I said, when I committed to doing, I always keep saying, when I committed to doing more than just the 8 chapters, and I was like, I'm going to do the advanced arcs, I'm going to do all the console arc stuff I could do. When I committed to that, I didn't know it was going to be this long. I thought it was literally going to be a few months here at the beginning of this year, and then that would be it. I did not know it would take this long, amongst everything else I was doing on this channel too. Everything else I was trying to play and keep a pace with, and not, like, ditch to the side as I'm doing this thing. Like, it was a lot. And like I said at the very top of this, everything was worth it knowing that at least one person was listening to my shitty voice read and ramble and have thoughts on all this Higurashi stuff. And that was the same case with Umineko prior, the year of Umineko, that I also just enjoyed just as much, and obviously it was my intro into all this. And like I said at the start, I hope you had any amount of fun that you had on any of these videos, whether it was the full series. I doubt anyone watched the full series without skipping anything, or just certain parts. Thank you for taking this ride with me, either taking the ride with me as your first experience with Higurashi with me, or if you're already entrenched in Higurashi and I was just another person you maybe listened to, whether I'm your first person you listened to on YouTube or, you know, Twitch live, reading these, or I'm your millionth person that you've listened to and you're like a true Higurashi sicko. I hope I was able to bring a little bit of joy, because like I say, I don't stream all my streams, I don't do, but for this especially, I don't do this for numbers, popularity. I don't ask people to subscribe or donate or subscribe on Twitch or subscribe on YouTube. I don't care for any of that. You already get inundated that in life This is my, just in, for my channel in general, right? Like, I always say, you get asked and begged for that constantly on the internet now these days, because that's how the internet apparently works here. I don't do any of that because I want to provide a place where none of that is really needed. So, yeah, you could probably look at it and be like, man, Austin's really burning the candle at both ends type thing. But again, just like this last note here by Dr. Diablo, and so much in the fandom and the community, I did it for the love of the game, the love of the story, and the love of the, like, what, even if it's small, even if it's just a couple people, one person or half a person maybe, I don't know, out there, I do this just for them. If me reading this and reading it all out loud and extending this series for so long and just being as exhaustive as I could be with it all, made your chance of enjoying this with me any more enjoyable at all, then it's worth it to me. So, like I said, I'm feeling kind of like shit. I don't have a ton of energy left in me. I'm hanging on by a thread, if I'm being 100% honest. So I need to head to bed sooner rather than later. I've had a pretty shitty feeling day, so I apologize about that. Didn't get to the tier list today, but we'll do it first thing tomorrow during stream. I don't know what else we're doing tomorrow. The character tier list shouldn't take that long. On YouTube, if you're watching, it'll be... you won't notice any difference. It'll be uploaded almost simultaneously, you know, within a couple hours right next to this. No more Higurashi. More visual novel stuff in the future. I'm sure I will probably never touch another visual novel or any game for that matter that will get as long as technically this series. I would imagine till the day I die or I stop streaming, Higurashi 161 parts, all things considered, I think will probably be the longest parts-wise series, and probably time-wise series that ends up on this channel. I don't imagine ever getting anywhere close. I don't know what could even rival this when you add all the parts and time together. So I hope you enjoyed. Again, thank you so much for accepting me, enjoying the ride with me. I'll be back tomorrow night, assuming I'm not dying or on my deathbed. We'll do the tier list, and then we'll get something else. So... again, thank you. Have a nice rest of your night. Take it easy. Stay safe. Stay well. I appreciate you. And until another stream, I hope to see you somewhere else.